You know that feeling. Decades spent trying to please others. The weight becomes too heavy. Social performances, once survival, now a suffocating chore. You carry a quiet guilt, relief when plans are cancelled, believing something is wrong with you. There are people who've stopped trying to explain this. They've learned absence of constant social connection isn't always a loss. Sometimes it's a deliberate choice, a deep need to safeguard their inner world, preserving their energy from people who take more than they give. After years of feeling drained, they understand this isn't a flaw, it's a profound recalibration. Why does this quiet shedding of expectations feel so right to you when it seems so wrong to everyone else? What if this isn't about withdrawing? What if it's a specific way your mind processes connection, energy, and meaning? There's a psychology behind this. Carl Jung understood it deeply, and once you understand it, everything about your life starts to make sense. Let me explain what's actually happening. For many, the constant pressure to conform, to perform, to be someone else, isn't just tiring. It's a deep, existential exhaustion. They've spent decades trying to fit into molds that were never meant for them. This isn't a flaw in their character, it's a design. Their internal world is so rich, so complex, that external demands feel like an invasion. What if their hearts don't beat faster in crowds, but beat steadier in silence? What if their peace is found not in external validation, but in the quiet strength of their own company? They aren't broken for not missing the noise. They are simply wired for a different kind of resonance. This isn't about being antisocial. It's about a profound sensitivity to energy, a deep need for authenticity that makes superficial interactions feel like a chore. They've realized that the constant pursuit of external approval is a bottomless pit, draining their vital energy. They've come to understand that their unique way of experiencing the world, often misunderstood, is actually a source of profound strength. This isn't a new phenomenon. For centuries, thinkers have grappled with the tension between the inner self and the demands of society. Carl Jung, in particular, dedicated his life to exploring this very conflict. He observed how individuals, over the course of their lives, develop a persona, a mask worn to meet social expectations. This persona, while necessary for navigating the world, can become a heavy burden, obscuring the true self. For those wired differently, this mask becomes suffocating much faster, much more intensely. They feel the weight of every forced smile, every polite nod, every conversation that feels like a performance. The energy required to maintain this facade is immense, leaving them utterly exhausted. They crave the quiet, the solitude, where the mask can finally be removed and they can simply breathe. This isn't a choice made lightly. It's a deep, almost involuntary response to an internal system overwhelmed by external noise. They are not rejecting people. They are rejecting the performance of connection. But here's the interesting part. It wasn't always this way. I remember someone telling me once, I spent years thinking I was broken. They described a lifetime of trying to be the person others expected, attending gatherings that felt like a performance, laughing at jokes that didn't land, offering smiles that didn't reach their eyes. This person, after decades of feeling different, finally understood. Their quiet nature wasn't a flaw, it was a sanctuary. They found profound peace in their own company, a freedom they never knew existed. The relief they felt when plans were cancelled, once a source of guilt, transformed into a quiet joy. This isn't about isolating oneself. It's about choosing where to invest one's precious energy. It's about the joy of opting out, of embracing the JOMO. They realized that true connection isn't about quantity, but about depth. And that depth often requires the quiet space of solitude to flourish. This isn't a retreat from life. It's a deliberate choice to live authentically, to honor their inner landscape. Choosing their own company, their own peace, is also a way of living. For years, they carried the burden of feeling like an outsider, constantly questioning their own desires. They saw others effortlessly navigating social circles, seemingly energized by constant interaction, and wondered why they felt so drained. The internal monologue was relentless. Why can't I be like them? What's wrong with me for preferring my home to a crowded room? This internal conflict, this battle between their authentic self and the societal expectation of constant engagement, was a silent struggle that lasted for decades. But then, a shift, a slow, almost imperceptible realization that the problem wasn't their preference for quiet, but the expectation that they should be otherwise. They began to understand that their desire for solitude wasn't a sign of being broken, but a testament to their rich inner world, a world that needed protection from the constant demands of the external. The moment they stopped fighting their own nature, a profound peace settled in. The guilt began to fade, replaced by a quiet confidence in their own choices. They started to see their home not as a place of retreat from a world they couldn't handle, but as a fortress, a safe haven where their true self could thrive. This wasn't about giving up on people. It was about giving up on the performance of being someone they weren't. It was about reclaiming their energy and their freedom. There's a psychology behind this that most people never understand. It's not about a lack of empathy or a desire to be alone out of spite. It's about a deep introspection, a rich inner life that finds its greatest expression in quietude. Society often judges this, whispering, "You're missing out," or "You should socialize more." But many of life's greatest thinkers and artists were like this. They understood that true creativity and insight often bloom in the fertile ground of solitude. After decades of trying to enjoy crowded rooms, of feeling exhausted by the constant performance, they've learned to value their own internal rhythm. Socializing, for them, isn't a source of energy. It's a chore that leaves them drained. They've come to recognize the subtle cues their body and mind send, signaling when their social battery is depleted. This isn't a weakness, it's a form of wisdom, a deep understanding of their own energetic boundaries. Carl Jung's concept of individuation speaks directly to this. It's the process by which an individual becomes a whole, distinct being, integrating the conscious and unconscious. For many, this journey involves shedding the persona, the social mask, that no longer serves their authentic self. The constant pressure to conform, to seek external approval, hinders this process. It keeps them trapped in a cycle of performance, where their true self remains hidden, unexpressed. The discomfort they feel in superficial social settings isn't a sign of social awkwardness. It's their authentic self, their inner being, rebelling against the inauthenticity. It's a signal that the persona is too tight, too constricting. They are not avoiding life. They are seeking a deeper, more meaningful engagement with it, one that aligns with their internal clarity and values. This often means choosing quiet over noise, depth over breadth, and authenticity over approval. Still, here's a curiosity. What are they protecting themselves from? There are 3 profound psychological reasons. First, they are protecting their precious energy from constant depletion. Their minds process information deeply, making social interactions incredibly draining. They feel exhausted by the superficiality, the need to constantly interpret and respond. Imagine a highly sensitive instrument, constantly bombarded by discordant sounds. That's how many private people experience prolonged social engagement. Second, they are protecting their authenticity from the performance required in most social settings. They've spent years feeling like every interaction is a chore, a role they must play, and they've grown weary of it. They've experienced the hollow feeling of being praised for a version of themselves that isn't real, and they crave genuine connection, even if it's with just 1 or 2 private persons. Third, they are protecting their genuine preference for peace and their inner sanctuary. Their home is their fortress, a safe haven where they can truly breathe and be themselves. Here's a secret they rarely say out loud. The relief they feel when plans are cancelled isn't about disliking people. It's about the profound joy of reclaiming their quiet time, their freedom. Their dog doesn't judge their silence. Their cat doesn't demand a performance. These loyal companions offer unconditional acceptance, a stark contrast to the often conditional approval sought in human interactions. This isn't a retreat from the world. It's a strategic withdrawal to recharge, to reconnect with their inner self, and to prepare for meaningful engagement on their own terms. They understand that their capacity to give, to truly connect, is directly tied to their ability to protect their inner peace. This journey of slowly releasing what no longer serves your authentic self is happening to countless souls right now. If this quiet wisdom resonates with you, if you feel seen in these words, consider joining our community. We are a space for those who find strength in solitude, a place where you can explore your inner world without judgment. Your story, your quiet insights, might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Let's continue this journey together, because the next patterns we explore might be the very ones you're experiencing right now. Let me shift for a moment and speak directly to you. Not about you, to you. What if nothing is wrong with you? What if the world needs more people like you? I spent years thinking I was broken. I'd watch people around me laugh in groups, make plans, text constantly. And I'd wonder, why don't I want that? Why does the thought of another social gathering fill me with dread instead of excitement? I carried that quiet guilt for so long. But what I eventually realized, what Carl Jung understood, is that this isn't a defect. It's a state of mind, a deep internal wiring. It's a preference for clarity, freedom, and profound solitude. At 50, 60, 70, you've earned the right to choose peace. You've earned the right to honor your own energy, to build a life that truly nourishes your soul, not one that constantly drains it. This isn't about being antisocial in a negative sense. It's about being deeply selective, about understanding your own energetic economy. You've spent decades trying to conform, trying to earn approval from a world that often doesn't understand your inner landscape. You've worn the persona, played the part, and now your authentic self is demanding recognition. This isn't a sudden change. It's the culmination of a lifetime of experiences, a slow awakening to your true nature. The relief you feel when you can finally say no to a draining invitation isn't a sign of selfishness. It's your soul's cry for oxygen, for the space to simply breathe. You are not broken for not missing the noise. You are simply wired for a different kind of resonance, a deeper kind of connection. And now it's time to talk directly to you. Maybe you are one of these people. It doesn't mean you never get lonely. Solitude is chosen. Loneliness is not. You seek rest, not laziness. Your home is your sanctuary, a safe haven where you can finally be yourself without the pressure to perform. While others fear missing out, you've discovered the joy of opting out, of embracing the JOMO. You've found comfort in your own company, a deep sense of belonging within your inner world. The relief you feel when plans are cancelled isn't selfishness. It's your body and soul asking for peace, for oxygen. This isn't about avoiding life. It's about living with intention, about choosing the connections that truly nourish you, and letting go of those that leave you feeling numb and exhausted. There is something important still waiting to be said. You've spent decades navigating a world that often celebrates extroversion, a world that equates constant social interaction with success and happiness. You've tried to keep up, to pretend, to force yourself into situations that left you feeling utterly drained. The guilt of not enjoying what others seem to love was a constant companion. But now, a quiet revolution is happening within you. You are recognizing that your capacity for deep thought, for introspection, for genuine connection, requires a different pace, a different environment. Your preference for quiet isn't a limitation, it's a superpower. It allows you to process, to create, to simply be in a way that constant external stimulation prevents. You are not running from the world. You are running towards your authentic self, towards a life of profound peace and clarity. This journey, often solitary, is a testament to your inner strength, a strength forged in the crucible of self-discovery. Let's go deeper into the psychology. There are structured aspects to this way of being. First, it's about energy management. Highly sensitive individuals, often private people, are easily drained by external stimuli. Their energy is a finite resource, and they've learned to guard it fiercely. They understand that every social interaction, every forced smile, every small talk costs them a piece of their vital life force. Second, it's about trust and vulnerability. After a lifetime of performing socially, of feeling like a chore, they've become discerning. They seek authentic connections, not superficial ones, and understand that true intimacy is rare. They've learned that the effort to maintain a facade for those who don't truly see them is simply not worth the exhaustion. Third, it's about a complex inner life. Their minds are rich landscapes of thought, creativity, and introspection. They find clarity and depth in quietude, not in external chatter. This inner world is their primary source of stimulation and fulfillment, making external validation less necessary. Fourth, it's about control over their environment. Their sanctuary, their home, is a space they curate for peace and comfort, a fortress against the draining demands of the outside world. Sometimes the reason they love their solitude is because the world once disappointed them. Protecting your peace is emotional wisdom. After a lifetime of performing socially, they've learned that true freedom comes from within. Carl Jung, through his work on individuation, understood that shedding the persona, the mask we wear for society, is essential for becoming our authentic self. This isn't a passive withdrawal, it's an active, conscious choice to align their external life with their internal truth. They are not simply avoiding discomfort. They are actively cultivating a life of meaning, a life where their energy is preserved for what truly matters. Deep connections, creative pursuits, and profound self-reflection. The constant pursuit of social approval is a trap, and they've found the courage to step out of it, embracing their unique path. Picture this. You're standing at your window and watching life continue. Society glorifies constant activity, endless socializing, as if stillness is failure. But you know better. You know that rest is part of growth. Stillness is part of clarity. The quiet you've cultivated isn't emptiness. It's a space for your soul to breathe. It's self-companionship, a profound connection with your inner world. Your cat curled beside you understands more than most people ever will. This isn't about missing out. It's about the joy of opting out, of choosing a life that resonates with your deepest truth. It's about finding peace in the quiet rhythm of your own company. You've spent decades observing the world, learning its rhythms, and understanding your place within it. This isn't a youthful rebellion. It's the wisdom of age, the culmination of a lifetime of experiences that have taught you the true value of your inner sanctuary. The external world, with its incessant demands for attention and approval, often feels like a cacophony. But in your home, in your chosen solitude, you find a symphony of peace. This isn't a luxury, it's a necessity for your well-being, for your mental and emotional energy. You've learned that true richness isn't measured by the number of social engagements, but by the depth of your inner life, the clarity of your thoughts, and the profound peace you cultivate within yourself. This is your freedom, hard-won after years of trying to be someone else. You are not strange for preferring your own company. You are not broken for feeling drained by social expectations. You are not wrong for finding relief when plans are cancelled. You are building a life that doesn't exhaust you, a life aligned with your authentic self. You've earned this peace after decades of trying to fit in, of carrying that quiet guilt. You are finally choosing freedom. One day, you will embrace your solitude, not because you're forced to, but because you choose to, finding profound meaning and peace in every quiet moment. This isn't a passive acceptance, it's an active embrace of your true nature. You've moved beyond the need for external approval, understanding that your worth is inherent, not granted by others. The chore of constant performance has been replaced by the comfort of authenticity. You've found your sanctuary, not just in your home, but within yourself. This is the ultimate freedom, the ultimate peace, a life lived on your own terms, filled with clarity and purpose. You are not alone in this journey. You are part of a quiet revolution, a movement of souls who choose depth over superficiality, peace over performance, and authentic solitude over draining social demands. If this resonates with you, if you want to go even deeper into understanding why your inner world is your greatest sanctuary, there's more waiting for you here. Another conversation, another layer, just for you. This is Alone Together, a quiet corner of the internet for people who choose solitude over half-hearted connections. If you're here, you're not broken, you're just built differently, and you're not alone in being alone.